We're aware of the need to improve bridges, transportation, and transit, but there's no such thing as a free lunch. How do we pay for vital infrastructure investment? Jennifer Munt?
The Move Minnesota coalition of 200 groups believes that modest user fees and taxes are the best way to pay for this. Let's face it, transportation is not cheap. One bridge over the St. Croix River costs $700 million. We know that this isn't going to be easy because we've ignored our transportation infrastructure for 3 decades. Most of our roads and bridges are 50 years old and they're nearing the end of their useful life. We're going to have to rebuild much of our infrastructure, and we're going to have to add new transit ways in order to compete as a region. That's really key to what we're doing. The Move Minnesota plan looks at 2 different things: a 6.5% sales tax on the wholesale cost of fuel for roads and bridges, and closing the loophole on the leased vehicle sales tax. That would pay for roads and bridges throughout the state of Minnesota. For transit, we're looking at an additional 3/4 cent sales tax in the 7-county metropolitan area. That would pay for the build-out of 20 transit ways and a 50% increase in our bus system. Now, if you look at the needs of Minnesotans right now, we've got an aging population where we will have twice as many seniors in the metro area by the year 2040 as we do today. There's going to be an increased need for metro mobility and to get people around when they can no longer drive. My mom is the classic example. She can drive during the day, but at night she needs transit to get around. So she can get herself to the Guthrie, but she can't get herself home. Now that she's got a bus that takes her there, she can live a really high quality of life without having to drive. So it's a key part of growing with the changing demographics of our area. We also know that businesses can't attract the best and the brightest workers to a state where people spend more time in traffic than they do with their families. So young people are telling us we're willing to pay a little bit more in order to have the convenience of a bus or a light rail line that can take us to school and to work. It's really important how this changes our lifestyle. An example, a mom who lives in Mound and works in downtown Minneapolis at Wells Fargo is able to spend only 6 hours at work because they credit her with the hour that she spends working on her iPad on the way to work and on their way home. Instead of a 2-hour white-knuckled commute, she's getting credit for doing work on her computer during her commute. And what that means to that mom is she's got 2 extra hours every day to spend with her kids. And what that means to Wells Fargo is they've got an employee who enjoys a benefit and will stick with that company forevermore because she gets 2 extra hours with her kids every day because she gets a bus pass. That's how our lives are changing, and that's how transit can improve our quality of life no matter where you live in the metro. What I've learned, Dan, is once we start doing the math, we've lost the argument. What we really want to focus on is modest user fees, be it the gas tax for roads or the sales tax for transit.
Thank you, Jennifer Munt, Director of Public Affairs and Public Policy for AFSCME Council 5, for your valuable insights.